Hey everyone, and welcome. If you've just gotten your teaching qualification, first off, a massive congratulations. I know it might feel like you've just crossed the finish line, but trust me, this is just the starting line of an awesome adventure. So let's map out what this amazing journey can look like.
So you did it. You've got the passion, you've put in the work, you've got that certificate in your hand, but you're probably standing there looking at your first classroom thinking, okay, now what? That's the million-dollar question, right? And it's exactly what we're going to dive into today.
You know, they say every expert was once a beginner, and it is so true. Every great teaching career starts with building a rock-solid foundation. And to make this whole thing feel a bit more real, we're going to follow the journey of an educator named Robert as our example. We'll see how you can build a career one step at a time.
Okay, so take a second and really think about this for yourself. What are those things you really want to nail in your first couple of years? Is it getting classroom management down? Becoming a pro at lesson planning? What's your top priority? Having that goal in mind is everything.
Look, your early career is all about the fundamentals. In Robert's case, you can see he focused on things like behavior management, planning courses, and understanding assessment. Think of these skills as the foundation of your house. If you build them strong, everything else you add on top later will be solid.
All right, so once you got that foundation feeling steady, this is where the real fun starts. This is where you get to explore and follow your curiosity. It's all about finding that one little corner of teaching that doesn't just feel like a job, but actually gets you excited to wake up in the morning. It's about finding your spark.
So I want you to ask yourself, what's the one thing in teaching that gets you genuinely fired up? Is it that aha moment when a student finally gets it? Or maybe you're a tech geek and you love bringing new gadgets into the classroom. Pinpointing what really drives you is the secret to your long-term passion.
And wow, this is a perfect example of what happens when you chase that spark. So Robert found his passion in tech and digital learning. He went all in, and look at this, a professional diploma with a whopping 96 distinction. That's what happens when curiosity turns into a real specialty.
When you specialize in something like this, digital tools, AI, you can literally transform your classroom. You go from being the sage on the stage to the guide on the side. Your lessons go from static to dynamic. You can start personalizing learning for every single student. That's the kind of massive impact a specialization can have.
Okay, so you've built your foundation, you've found your spark. What's next? Well, now we're talking about mastery. This is where you go deep. You pick your area and you just live in it. Until you're not just good, you're the person other people come to for answers.
So what does it really take to master an area of your profession? I'll tell you what, it's not just a weekend workshop. We're talking about years of dedication, of practice, of constantly learning and refining your skills. It's a commitment to becoming a true authority.
And here's a snapshot of what that kind of dedication looks like in the real world. This teacher went deep on assessment. Look at this timeline. We're talking almost 2 decades of experience with some of the biggest names in the business, like Cambridge and IDP. That kind of expertise doesn't just make you a better teacher. It opens up a whole new world of opportunities.
So, you've become a master. Now what? Do you just stop? No way. The journey shifts. It becomes about becoming a guide, about turning around and using your expertise to help others who are just starting out on their own paths. You can see the path so clearly here. It can start with becoming a tutor for that first qualification, the CELTA. But it doesn't stop there. That one step leads to the next, assessing, training on more advanced courses, and eventually it can lead to major leadership roles like being a board trustee for a huge international organization like Equals. And leadership isn't just one thing, right? Once you've mastered your area, you can influence the entire profession in so many different ways. You could be inspecting schools, managing academic departments as a director of studies, or even heading up innovation. The possibilities are huge.
And this brings us to a really important idea. This journey, it never actually ends. It's not about climbing a mountain by yourself and planting a flag at the top. It's more like a shared adventure, where the best guides are the ones who are still exploring themselves.
And that sharing, it never ever stops. The true experts are the ones still out there, giving talks, sharing what they know about the hottest topics, like AI in the classroom and hybrid teaching. They're always part of the conversation, always learning, and always giving back.
You know, this quote just nails it. The real point of becoming an expert isn't to keep it all to yourself. It's about turning around, reaching out a hand, and helping the next person on their journey.
So, to all of you newly qualified teachers out there, remember that now what feeling we talked about at the beginning? That's not an empty space.
That's an open road. Your adventure is literally just beginning. And the best part? You don't have to do it alone. So if you want to keep this journey going and connect with a whole community of teachers, a great next step is to head over to YouTube and subscribe to the Learning Together with Robert channel. You'll find tons more tips and inspiration there. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today, and I wish you all the best on your incredible adventure.